written on the door. My name is HONS. I'm half Chinese, half Indian. That's why I look like Malay. And my name is HONS. Yeah. I'm currently an art director in Compass Interactive. It's a digital-based agency. We work on Nike, ASTRO, IKEA, sometimes AirAsia, and all these other clients. I'm primarily working on Nike Southeast Asia, so we do for Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia, Philippines. Okay? So, as the title says, what it takes to work in a 4A's agency. How many of you actually know what advertising is about? Or what advertising is? Anyone have any idea what advertising is? Apart from graphic design, because you guys are all studying graphic design, right? That's your major, right? So what is advertising and why is it related to graphic design, or how is it related to graphic design? Does anyone know what advertising is?
Promote a product. Promote a product.
Promoting a product. Communication between the brand and the target. Anyone else? Anything else? Okay. Essentially, advertising is how you apply design to speak. When you design, you can design for yourself. Art and design is basically a very a thing you do for yourself. But when you put it in the advertising context, when you do advertising with design, you're actually using design to speak to people. Whether it's selling a product, whether it's communicating with this person about a brand, what you are actually doing in advertising with design, right, is using design to speak to people. Whereas when you just do design for yourself, is doing it for yourself, something that you would like, and something that you enjoy, as a hobby, as a pastime, for your own satisfaction. But when you do advertising, is to reach out to other people. So your design is actually communicating to everyone else, not just yourself. So in order to do advertising, one thing I would say that you have to be able to do is to take a slight step back from your design. Like every one of us, I'm sure we have a certain style that we like. Like maybe Mr. Long is very into illustration. That is his personal preference in design. Maybe for one of you, it could be typography, it could be photography. A certain style, that is what you like. But when you do advertising, you have to take a step back and think about what they like, what that person likes, who you're speaking to, and what they like. Like example, if I like, just say, humorous, funny ads, stuff that make you laugh and is very colorful. But if you're doing an ad for, let's say, coffin service, you can't do that, even though you like it so much, and you design it and you love it so much. But that is not what you're being paid to do in advertising. You're not being paid to do what you like. You're being paid to do what's best for the brand and what is best to communicate that brand. So it's really quite difficult actually for creative people, because most creative people, they find themselves very attached to a certain piece of work. And even myself, I find myself always straying to like, oh, I like this, I like this, I like this. But then if I'm speaking to girls and they don't like it, it means I'm not a good advertiser. Because yes, I like it, but you are the one that I'm supposed to talk to, and I'm not telling you what you want. Like if I come up here and all you guys want to hear about advertising, and I tell you about my life and I'm a great person and all that, I'm not giving you what you came to receive. So basically advertising is that. The gist of it is, you are not designing for yourself when you do advertising. You are designing to communicate to others, to make them feel something. You know how when you do a really nice drawing or something, you feel really happy, really like, wow, I love this, I really love this. This is my artwork, right? What advertising can do is give that feeling to everyone else. You may not feel it, but everyone out there will be feeling what you want to feel. That to me is the difference between advertising and design. You do it for people and you make people feel something apart from just yourself. So it's quite a mystery, I would say, advertising and design. Because when you join design, you probably love art and you probably love doing stuff that you like. Like when I joined, I love drawing. I love nice design, and I love certain things, certain styles. But not everyone likes the same thing. And advertising is really based on people. So you've got to love people above design, actually. To do great advertising, you've got to want to connect with people. You've got to want to be able to sort of go up to someone and speak to them and find out who they are, what makes them feel something, apart from just yourself. That's why it's a bit tricky, and probably a bit heavy for you guys also, when you guys think about it now. It's probably like quite a difficult thing to achieve lah. It really takes a lot of practice and a lot of time invested in understanding people apart from just design. Advertising uses design to communicate, but it's not 100% design. If you join a design firm and you design stuff like brochures and all these internal things, nice looking things, right? It's more heavy on design because it's based on what you want it to look like, and it has more freedom for creativity, I would say. Advertising has its restrictions here and there, and how you need to overcome it. There's a lot of problems in advertising, basically, for you to overcome. Because there's a lot of things you cannot do. Like, if I'm speaking to Malays, I cannot make a joke about racism or pork, even though how much I like to make that kind of joke, I can't. So I need to find another way of making them feel what I want them to feel. Like if I want them to feel funny, like listen to a joke, I have to think about it before I communicate. It has a lot to do with understanding people and understanding what you want to say to them, so that you don't send out the wrong message. Like I'm trying to sell you a burger and I tell you it makes you fat. No one's going to buy that. Who wants to buy that? Even though your design looks so good and the burger, the meat looks so fat and wow, so nice. I love it. But you got to think, would other people love it? That's what advertising is. It's basically, like I mentioned, putting people before yourself. Just want to ask you guys, how many of you think you can do that? Take a step back from your design, look at it and say, yes, I like it. It speaks to me. But who is it supposed to speak to? Is it just supposed to speak to me, or is it supposed to speak to that person at the corner there? Is that who I'm speaking to, and does it speak to them? How many of you feel comfortable with designing something and putting it up for people to tell you what they think about it? Anyone? I mean, it's quite a scary thing, right? Because you like your design so much and you hold on to it like, this is mine, and I did it with all my heart, right? And I love it so much. It doesn't matter what people think, right? That's essentially how an artist would think. As a creative person, even me, it's very hard to get feedback like, oh, I don't think this works for me. Something is strange. It's very hard for me to understand it. But advertising, right, that's what you get every day. Because no one cares whether you like it or not. What's important is whether the people out there who are supposed to be getting the message is getting the message. It's reality, I would say. You have to put yourself up and just open up to get shot. The more shots you get, the more you understand what you're doing wrong. It may not seem wrong to you, but it's wrong to a particular target. It's not speaking to them. It's like they don't understand what you're trying to say, so you are failing at your job. Your job is to communicate. If you cannot communicate to who you're supposed to communicate to, then you're not advertising, you're just designing for yourself. A bit heavy, right? Okay, a bit heavier, I would say. So, right, I've got some points down I'd like to share. I'm sure all you guys as design students, you like art, you like design, right? You like nice looking stuff, right? But do the things you design, when you think about it, do they have meaning? Or is it just putting things together that looks good? Does it have some meaning? When you design things, do you have a purpose for everything you do when you design? I just want some random feedback. Anyone? What do you think about your own design? Do you think that sometimes you just do it because you like it? Is that one of the reasons that keep coming to your head? Like, I like it, ma. That's why I do it. Or I'm sure you have with certain stuff. I'm sure it happens because it happens to me and it happens to any creative person because you don't know why you like it. You just do, right? But I'll just giving a brief differentiation between advertising and design for those who came in late. Whereby the gist of it is when you want to do advertising, it's speaking to other people. You are speaking outwards to people. When you're designing for yourself. But when you advertise to people. So just a brief recap, very brief recap for those who just came in. So right now we are basically questioning our own design. So what I asked was, how many of you can justify the reason you design your stuff? Any show of hands? Who can tell? You don't have to tell me your justification because I haven't seen any of your designs, but how many of you know that when you design something, you know why you do it? You know why you do it? Yes? Yes? So, yes?
Concept.
Yep, a concept to it. So you think about something before you do it, right? You don't just do it because you like it. There is some thought process behind it. And in advertising, honestly, as a designer, right, the amount of work you do in design and concept, right, is probably like that, 50-50. You will not just be, if you join advertising in a big agency, you will not just be sitting by the desk and just designing. You will spend a lot of your time thinking about who am I talking to? Let's say I'm talking to Angie, right? What does Angie like? What is her lifestyle? What would make her want to buy this bun? What is the best way I can reach Angie? Does she read the newspaper? Does she read it online? Does she browse a lot of websites? Does she drive? Can I advertise through radio? If she doesn't drive, why should I advertise through radio? Because I'm not speaking to her. So you do a lot of this little extra stuff apart from design. I know as a graphic design student, you are trained in design, art, sense, design, a bit of concept, a bit of ideation. But when you're in advertising, what counts more than design is ideas. You will be judged based on your thought more than your design. Nice design, yes, it has points, of course, when you go for an interview. But if you cannot give it some substance, if you cannot justify why you did this design, if you don't have an interesting idea to the design, right, it will not work in advertising agency. Because advertising, as you can see, you go everywhere and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. You have to do something so great that you will actually, or the audience will actually stop and look at it. It really heavily relies on a strong thought process, advertising. It takes probably like 2 weeks to come up with an idea, just a thought. It's not even a sketch, it's just an idea, something you cannot touch. It takes about 2 weeks in the advertising industry. And to get that out onto design, you probably have 1 week. So you will spend most of your time in advertising actually conceptualizing, thinking about what you should do or how you should do it instead of doing it. Instead of just designing, you'll be thinking about how should I design this so that it speaks to this person? How should I, or where should I place this so it speaks to this person? It's not just, just design. Let's sit there now. I'll just do a pre-net because I like doing pre-nets. But my target audience is a child who doesn't read newspaper. Why would I do a pre-net? He will never ever see it. So it has all these other thoughts that plays a big role in advertising, apart from just design. Design is a skill, is definitely a big added advantage if your design sense is good. Definitely, since you guys are all studying design, your design sense should be good. But what will determine whether you get into an agency or not is not just design. It's really about how you think, whether you can think of stuff that people has not thought about. Because advertising is all over the place, you need to stand out. That is the role of advertising. Okay. How many of you interned in a advertising agency? Does it have to be 4A? Does it have to be big? As long as you did advertising instead of just name cards, so like advertising.
Online advertising.
Where?
88 dB. 88
dB. Okay. Anyone else? No? So where did most of you guys go for internship already? Yes. Where? Can I ask? Is it most of it design houses? What? Huh? Monster Interactive. So you also did websites, online advertising. Do you do web banner?
Yeah.
Yes. Facebook?
Yeah.
Yes. Cool. The rest? What about the majority of you guys? Don't be shy, I will bite.
Creative tomato.
Oh, Creative Tomato. What do you do then?
Branding,
Branding?
social media.
Oh, cool. Okay, so were you involved in the brainstorm process, strategy? What about strategy? A bit?
Yes.
Yes.
Enjoying it.
So you know that when you work in advertising or branding, I think you work more on thinking and less on design, right?
Yeah.
Design is just how to package it, and it's the finishing touch. It's like the cherry on top of the cake. If your design is not good, your idea, just say it's a brilliant idea, it can win, it can change the world, right? But if you cannot package it, if you can't make it look good and correct, approach it in the right form of design, right? It will only be second grade. Because people will just look at it and like, oh, okay, it's a cool thought, but somehow it doesn't speak to me. Somehow it's awesome, it's awesome. It's like, it's so great, but I don't know why when I look at it, it looks not that great. So design is the icing on the cake. It's how you make your idea, how you bring it to another level, how you execute it. Is to make people feel it. Design is making people feel things in advertising. Design is reaching out. Your idea is key, but design needs to be well crafted and well thought through to be able to speak correctly. Do you guys remember any ads? Any particular ad? It doesn't have to be a TV commercial, it doesn't have to be a billboard. Do you guys remember any creative thing that you saw that sticks in your mind? Is there anything? Thai commercials. Because it's funny, right? It hits the spot, right? When you see it, you laugh, and it's so funny and it's so like, how could they think of that? How can it be when you brush your teeth, you can light up the whole town, or it's so like, I never thought of it. That is a good idea. Because even after it, you saw it maybe a year ago, maybe 3 years ago, but you still remember it. That's what advertising is supposed to do. That is what good and creative advertising is supposed to do. You see a lot of ads out there that you don't remember. You just remember, some yellow man walking somewhere, and that's about it. Or you just see a Coke can somewhere, but you don't remember what it was. Good advertising has the power and it has something so distinct that when it hits you, you will never ever forget it until the day you die, most probably. That is like the best form of advertising. Any ads apart from Thai ads? Do you guys all remember the Petronas ads? For some strange reason? Yes, Petronas? Why? It's not that interesting. It's not that different from every ad. But the way it's crafted, because the way it was shot, recorded, it made you feel like you know that little boy or that little girl who is trying to date this other boy or girl. You know, you feel like you feel like you know them. You feel like they are a person. You know, that's the power of advertising. That's the power of advertising and design. It makes you feel something like. Imagine if it was shot as a cartoon skit style, just because the art director liked that style, right? Okay, I'll use a 3D boy and girl. Would you feel the same? I don't think so. Because people connect to people, man. That's why all the Petronas ads is very touching, very emotional. And if you execute it in a way that I'm doing it because I like it. I like the boy to be made out of words, so I'll make the boy out of words. That's because I like it. It doesn't mean everyone else likes it, you know. So it doesn't work lah. It wouldn't have the same impact on your life now lah. You probably wouldn't remember it. Probably like some ad with some boy with words. Don't really remember. So that's not good advertising lah. How many of you have had an advertising class here actually? Do you have advertising class? One
They
class?
don't have advertising class. The advertising class is generally a design one, but
Okay.
they do the POPs, the
Oh,
radio
okay.
jingles. Yeah,
More execution. What about
Yes.
conceptual thinking class?
not really unless they take my creative thinking class.
This is what I need to sell, right? Creative thinking. Creative thinking.
Yeah, it's only in that class.
But generally, as a designer, you are forced to think anyway, right? You guys don't just sit down there on a computer and okay, just draw some shape, put in some image, change the transparency. No, right? Then, would you guys feel proud doing that? I don't think that's what you guys do, right? I myself am a graphic design major, and it takes a lot of work to do good design, to come up with design that has substance. And generally, the level of design in advertising is that you will never have the opportunity to just sit there and just okay, I like doing this. I like to put 3 shapes together and make another shape. You will never ever get that chance when you're working. The amount of designs you have to do before you come up with the final design working in advertising, right? Just say it's a print ad. You may do 40 ideas, just thinking, no design, just thinking, just thoughts. 40 ways, like example, I'm trying to sell you a glass. 40 ways I can sell you a glass. That's what you will be doing. That's what you will be thought to do in advertising when you're working in advertising. How can I sell you this glass? Why would you want to buy this glass and not that glass? It's the same, right? It is the same, exactly. My job and your job, if you join advertising, is to be able to tell them that this glass is different from that. Yes, it looks the same, it works the same, it feels the same, it's being held the same way, it can feel the same amount of water. But what makes this glass different? I drank from it. It makes it different, right? I drank from it. That's one direction. This glass can't break if I drop it on a sponge. I don't know. You have to be able to think of all these. I wouldn't say mythical stuff, but you have to find a unique way of selling something that has been sold day after day after day after day after day. That is what you are being paid to do as an advertiser. It's like McD. They have to keep selling their burger. If I keep selling you the same way that burger, and someone else sells it that way also, both are the same. How as McD would I make my burgers different? Or how would I make something that is identical, right? Different. That is what you'll be doing. 1, 40 ideas. of how to make this glass, the glass that you will buy, and the glass that will make you successful in life, and you know, how to make this glass, not that glass. And then, once they pick one, maybe one, if you're lucky, three, they'll pick three. Oh yeah, these three are very interesting routes to take. This is a very interesting direction. Like, okay, I want to say that this glass is not transparent. It distorts when I put it to people's face. So that is one direction, right? It's different from that glass one. Because he didn't say that, I said it first. He didn't say that his glass can do that. I'm telling you my glass can do this. Okay? How do you design it? Another maybe 15 options, 15 designs that will best showcase that this glass can distort people. I don't think it's very easy. Even top of mind now, if you ask me to think of 15, it will probably take me an hour, 2. It really comes with practice. Good advertising, good design comes with putting an effort into that product. You have to love it before you can sell it. If I don't love this glass, I won't be drinking out of this glass compared to that glass. I love this glass more than that glass. You know, that's what advertising is. You have to love what you're selling. Even though you hate it, you have to make yourself love it so that you can sell it. That's your job. Scary, right? Advertising. How many of you don't want to go into advertising? No one? Everybody wants to go into advertising. You don't want to go into advertising. Why? I like that you put up your hand. Good. I like brave people. Huh?
Not that interested
In advertising.
actually not to consume on that level.
Why did you join graphic design?
Mostly on art-based.
Art based, right? You like creating stuff, right? You like designing stuff. Do you like, so you don't like reaching out to people?
I like sharing work,
Yeah.
thoughts with people,
Yeah.
but not necessarily bending my work and my thoughts
Yeah.
to their preference.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. Okay. But in any job where you need to discuss ideas, right? It's always a cumulative thing. I mean, I'm someone who is very strong on my own ideas. If I like it, I like it. I'm like, no, please don't change it. Don't change it, right? Clients love to change this kind of stuff, and everyone has their own opinion on advertising. And of course, yeah, as a designer, you hate to like, shit, I'm supposed to remove this. Oh man, now it looks like shit. Oh no, right? But a good creative even if you're not in advertising a good artist, right? A good designer can convince, can justify. Like if you go and tell Picasso, right, draw it properly he will ask you, go and F yourself I'm doing it this way, and I can justify to you why I'm doing it this way. It's the same as advertising actually, art, design. Yes art you're doing it more for yourself. That's the thing in advertising, right? You have to make them believe you are right, and you need to know that you are right. How? Research. You need to be able to have some back story to your design. I'm sure there's a reason you do it. If you can bring that reason out and it's strong enough, right? No one will change your design. Sure, they will change a bit here and there, but the core thing that you want to keep, right? You need to fight for it in advertising, because advertising is a people job. You have clients, you have brand managers, you have your target audience, you have your boss, who is another creative guy. Same mentality. No. Hey, I think this is better. This is the style I like, right? It's very tough, advertising, because your design needs to be that much better. It has to have that substance to it. It has to have lots of stories. You must be able to tell different people why this thing works. And good advertising and a good designer, right, can justify that. You must be able to convince, like a very famous saying is, advertising sells ice cubes to Eskimos. They don't need it. They don't need it. They got ice all around. Why don't they need ice cubes, right? If you can justify why they need it, like example to a client, If I tell you that, oh, you know why you should use this style is this, it speaks to the young people, even though the client is an old man who hates graffiti and thinks it's bad, but your style is graffiti because you're speaking to young people. If you can justify it to him, right, the satisfaction you will get, I would say is that much. To know that you did something that you love and other people are loving it too. You manage to make people see your vision. This is what I'm seeing, right? As an artist, as a designer, I design it for myself and yes, it's so beautiful, right? Advertising is sharing that with everybody else. It's showing it to everybody else. And of course, it has to be good so that everybody else feels the same way. If it's not good, then you get a lot of mixed feelings. Then a lot of people start blaming the audience. The fellow doesn't understand, the fellow doesn't understand. But it's your job to make them understand. That's why it's a very push and pull kind of thing when you do advertising. You need to let go of it, give them what they want a bit, and then know how to pull back and get what you want as well. If not, you will just burn out and hate the designs you're doing. You'll be like, oh man, this looks shit, this looks shit. Oh, I don't want to put my name on that, I don't want to put my name on this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this. People ask you, hey, you want DG, right? Your company, right? No, not me, not me. It takes a lot of presentation skills as well, which is what I'm getting to next. If you want to be a good advertiser, if you are interested in advertising, presentation, you need to have it. Most designers are very quiet people actually. It's very hard to present, it's very hard to justify actually, because it takes a lot of courage, especially when you are the one who did it. It takes a lot of courage to say, this is what I designed. Please give me your feedback. It's very hard because people will say, oh, it looks like shit, and you designed it. Imagine how you would feel, right? As a designer, you will feel, oh, this guy just called my thing shit. I hate this guy. Maybe he called it shit because he doesn't understand it. I don't think it's purely his fault, right? So, presentation. A good artist knows how to sell his work. Artists and advertisers. An artist does it for himself, but he convinces everyone else that, oh, this is how it should be. That's why I did it Picasso style. That's why I did it this style. He speaks something and he's so expressive when he presents that you can't help but feel something. Good presentation is a form of selling. It's using all that knowledge that you did when you were designing. I'm sure your design process took maybe 1 month. It's basically telling everyone else that whole month I wasn't just sitting on the computer and just designing things for fun. I researched, I studied, I understood what people want. It's sort of showcasing your knowledge. Because you are doing hard work. Advertising, design is not an easy job. If I'm not mistaken, I heard someone say that it's the second most difficult job in the world apart from doctors. Seriously. If I'm not mistaken, one of my ex-principals said that it's the job that uses the second most amount of your brain compared to doctors. Because when you do advertising and design is very left brain, creative brain, which is the creative brain, left, right? Left. I'm so creative, I don't even know which is my left and right. Left brain, right? Art, creativity, left brain, very left brain. Painting, designing, left brain. Strategy, understanding people, research, considering why people will like this, thinking, conceptualizing, right brain. You use both, you have to use both in advertising. You're not an artist who sits and does really creative stuff, but you can do both. Advertising is a platform for you to do both, basically. You can be as creative as you want, right? As long as you can justify to people that I'm doing this for this reason. That is why I'm being creative. I'm being creative for a purpose. It's like I'm doing this so I can change the world, so I can affect people, so that this artwork speaks something. Apart from just I'm doing this, it looks great. But I can't tell you why it's great. It's great. And everybody's like, it looks alright. I don't know why it's great. It looks cool, right? It looks cool, yeah. Okay, let's go. advertising, you need to justify it. You need to love it enough to be able to stand up and fight for it. Because you have so many people telling you, this, that, can change this, can change. You must have that love for your design. If you really love your design, right, and you mentioned you want to share it, right, you want people to understand you as a creative person, right. You always seek people, like you see yourself as this mysterious being that nobody ever understands, because you are the person probably in high school who sits at the corner and draws, or doesn't go out much and likes to do your own thing. Advertising is a way for you to sort of as well make people understand you. Share a bit of who you are, your personality, right? It's always in the work you do. It still comes from you. And advertising is the platform for you to be able to seep yourself into people. It's like, imagine people see your ad and they go away thinking something that you wanted them to believe in, that you believe in strongly. And everyone else is sharing that belief because of you. That is the power you have in advertising. It's hard work to be able to have that responsibility, or that effect on people. It really takes work. It really takes time, effort, love. You really gotta just, design is like that. Design and advertising, you must have this fire in you that people can't see, but in your work, it slowly grows and grows and grows and seeps into people and makes people feel something. Let me show you guys some creative ads so that I can catch the breath.
We have to reconnect.
Oh.
Turn on one of the lights. Front light. 3:30 now.
3:30.
Yeah.
Wow, 3:30. So fast.
20 watch is 10 minutes fast.
Oh, my watch is 24 minutes fast, so that I don't late. Okay. Do you guys know where's Waldo? Yeah? Seen the book before? Where you're supposed to spot Waldo? It's a nice art piece on its own. Design-wise, it's a nice art piece on its own, right? Advertising-wise, it's very brilliant, this ad. It has a very simple idea. Here's for Vitagen. What Vitagen does is help your digestion. They don't always say that it helps your digestion, but in the old ads, they always say that it helps your system, all that stuff. And that's so boring to watch. Right? How? Yeah,
Yeah, you adjust for that. And then there's just below it. Yeah, adjust for that.
Nope.
Slightly blur, but better.
Anyway, you won't be able to spot Waldo here. That's not the intention of me showing you this. But, okay, where? Oh, I thought someone was saying something now. What, you spot him already? Can't be, right?
I don't know.
Okay, are you sure not him? Anyway, this ad is for Vitagen. What they did was they put it up in toilets, at the door, right? And what they said is, if you can find him, you are spending too much time in here. That means if you really are sitting there for half an hour, right, it means there's a problem with your stomach. That's why you should drink Vitagen. It's so easy, but it makes you laugh, and it gets you just say you find it, you can think, oh shit, I didn't notice, all this kind of things. It creates that feeling apart from just Vitagen helps your digestion, and then you're sitting down in the toilet and you're like, whatever, who cares, right? At least this is something that you would engage with, you would see, and the artist's work is actually speaking to you. Imagine as an artist who did this, or as an advertiser who did this, I would feel happy because I would wait outside the toilet and wait to see whether people come out laughing or not. Or laughing while they are sitting down. Like you can hear it in the cubicle. That is the feeling that you can give with good advertising. It gives you something to think about, it gives you something to laugh about, it gives you a feeling. It's not just, it looks nice, and that's about it. And I'm just going to sit there for another half an hour, and yeah, it looks nice. And I'm going to look away, look up, look at the, call this number. Right? Yeah. But before this, you would be looking for Waldo if you were sitting there. Yeah, I got nothing to do. It speaks. It gets you thinking like, yeah, if I were to do something like that, wouldn't it be fun in like your toilet every week? There's a new one. You would have something to look forward to.
Kita ada kelas sekarang. Yeah. Lagi setengah jam.
What?
No, I just want to put a table in.
Oh, okay. I thought he asked me to masukkan di meja. Do I look like I won't hear?
Oh, yeah.
Very easy, right? But interesting, right? If you see a card like that, you would remember it. You would always remember that, oh yeah, FedEx is faster than DHL. Whenever you see this, you always remember that. DHL is always behind FedEx. Apart from just, if it's just white and just FedEx, right? See, thought. You must have had thought of something interesting, or you must have spent some time trying to figure out what can I do with this van to make it interesting. It's just a van. How am I going to design it so that it's interesting, Yeah, okay, I just put a logo, it's going to be average. This is where someone decides, hey, I can do something different with the van. Maybe I can make it look like a spaceship instead. Add the thing on top or what, That's probably what they were thinking of, Or the brief was so simple that tell everybody that we are better than DHL. And you have to sit down there and think. How do I make people think FedEx is better than DHL? It looks very easy, right? Like, oh yeah, I get it. It looks very easy. That's what advertising should be. When people see it, they get it instantly. But when you are working on it, it's going to take forever. To think of something like that, now that you've seen it, it's it's very easy. But I also could have thought of it in like 10 minutes, just because you already saw it. If you didn't see it, I don't think you'll be able to think that, oh yeah, I didn't notice that I can add another truck here. Yeah, never thought of that. Stuff like that. Interesting stuff that makes people go, oh, ooh, yeah, wow. All these funny sounds that people make is what we people who do advertising live for. We live to see people go, oh, wow. It feeds your creativity. It makes you feel like what you have done is speaking to people. And it's giving people joy, giving people some sort of feeling that they could never ever get if not for you. It's because of you that these people are going, wow, yeah, so fun, wow, or oh, so sad. You are like playing God when you do advertising. You are pulling people's strings. I want you to feel sad. I want to make you feel sad because I feel sad about this thing. I want to make you feel sad. When I read about cancer, I feel sad, and my job as an advertiser is to make you feel what I'm feeling. Creative, right? Interesting, right? Don't know if you guys have seen this. Very simple. I mean, normally if someone were to come and ask you, okay, design me something on a vending machine, you would never come up with things like this. Or if someone came and told you like, okay, we are job street, do something that says that we have a lot of jobs. It's very hard to think of something like this. But now when you look at it, you probably, yeah, I did wonder, when I was a kid, when I was a little kid, I myself did wonder who is making the coffee inside these machines. I've always wondered that, who is like printing out the thing. So they probably thought of it. And it makes you like, I would never want to work like that. And it makes you want to open the thing up and check whether there's really someone in there doing that or not. Even though probably now it's not, you never know. Have you ever opened it? You never know. It could be, right? In some poor country, or some, I don't know, Bangladeshi or some foreign workers. I don't know, you know. It could be a poor Asian child. It's just stuff that makes you think. Think. Very easy one for Tamiya. So simple one. So simple. Right? Tamiya, you instantly get, model cars, he makes model cars. Very easy. Why do I need to do a pre-net or billboard to show this thing on a billboard? Okay, you're like, okay, it's cool. But this is a real Ferrari, you know. It's a real Ferrari parked somewhere and they just put the things there. It's so much more impactful because you would think like, hey, is this made out of Tamiya, an extra large Tamiya, or is it a real car? You would look, you would touch, you know. Apart from if this is a TV commercial or pre-net that is flat, you won't feel anything because you will see it like that and you know, it's an ad. Right, it's an ad. But when you see it like that, if you are a real person here, you're like, oh, is this really made out of Tamiya? You just be curious about it. It stops you up. You know, good advertising stops you up. It's like you're walking, what's that? Oh, wow, that's interesting. And then you walk away. As long as you can get them to stop for that 1 second means your design has something of value to other people. Because we are all so busy, we don't care about what we see. We don't go looking for creative stuff. You know, I'm not going and looking at, oh yeah, that's a really creative shoe. You know, that's a what, you know, right? We notice it. When you're walking around, you see that, wow, that guy's hair is just crazy, and you remember, you know, that's what advertising is. It has to be so bombastic, so strong that it can stop you while you're walking or while you're doing anything. No one watches the TV to look for a commercial. No one is like, oh, there's a program on. Mute, skip. Oh yes, commercial, yay, watch. Who does that, right? No one does that. Right? I don't think anyone does that. Unless you're a design student and you kind of research, yes. Once in a year. Good advertising needs to be able to stop you. When the ad comes on, you're like, oh, what's this? That's interesting. And not just change the channel or go to the toilet. That's what people do nowadays, you know. Because every advertising doesn't say anything recently. It doesn't have enough substance. It doesn't have a connection to people. That's why you just find, this doesn't concern me. It's not interesting. It doesn't give you any feeling. You know, why should I watch it? It's a waste of time. You know, good advertising, right, adds value. Really adds value to your life. It gives you stories to tell people. Oh, the day I saw this Ferrari, I think it's made out of what? Wow, I really wonder whether there's a full-scale model that I can buy and put in my house so I can cheat my neighbor that I'm rich. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to show you that. This nice design is cool. Do you guys know s'mores? Do you guys know what s'mores are? I think it's very famous overseas. It's like these things, I think if you watch movies, they always say, we make s'mores at the campfire. It's, I think, like a biscuit, chocolate, and marshmallow. Yeah. You know, so it's made at a campfire. This is just a creative way of doing a packaging for it. See, packaging is also part of advertising. You know, packaging matters when that person is going to buy. If it's dirty looking or it looks like something that is not tasty or not something interesting, I don't think you would buy it. Even if you saw a great ad, and then you go there and then you see this packaging for wine that is dented and ugly. Like maybe it's not as premium as I thought. Maybe it doesn't taste as good. It's also advertising. Packaging is also a form of advertising. So stuff like this, you walk up and hey, what's that? So interesting. Move it around, play with it. It's good design, good advertising. Like I said, has the ability to stop you in your tracks. Has the ability to get your attention. You know, our attention span is this short. We are like watching, oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? You know, we have this tendency in class, we are paying attention, your friend says something to another friend, you're like, did he say something? I think I didn't say something. Hey, tell your friend, hey, did you hear him say something? Then that person will be like, no, I thought I heard from there. You know, then look around. Good advertising needs to be able to do that. Walking, pow! Oh, that's advertising. That's good advertising. Yeah. You walk and something happens to you, right? It's like, that's what it should feel like good advertising, you know. You're walking along the street, or you're watching a movie, and wow, okay. Do you know I'm sure some of you guys watch Walking Dead, right? It's a zombie TV series. What they did in the cinema was they planted a real zombie. Instead of buying those cinema ads, they planted a real zombie lah. So when the screens all darkened up, he started to get out and walk in the theater. You see, you remember it, but apart from just showing you on the TV that okay, there's a zombie walking, you don't feel the fear, you know. You don't feel anything. You wouldn't remember it. You'd be like, okay, it's just another ad. There's like 30 ads, right? Before a movie comes on. While the ads are playing, if a real zombie starts walking in and falling on people, you would remember that. You would go and tell you, oh, yeah, that was a prank, I know, but I remembered it because it was fun. It was something interesting, it was something I didn't expect. Suddenly this random dude walked around like, what? What happened, you know? That's good advertising. You will remember it. You would tell people about it, like how I'm telling you about it. So it must have been good. Because you remembered it. You wouldn't remember things of no value. You wouldn't remember a person's name if you're not interested in the person. You will never remember like a certain thing if you don't want to remember it. Everyone has their own selective memory. So, okay, this is a very nice ad. Very funny. I don't know if you guys can get the message, but it's very, very funny. Don't have any stuff there. I'm really proud of. Oh, somebody watched this before, is it?
Oh, okay.
There's no sound. Oh, sound. Got no. Oh, God.
The challenge is now at 16 hours. 7 hours to go. Non-blinking world record.
Nice, right? You all felt something, right? You felt, wow, so funny, so funny, so funny. Then suddenly like, shit, so sad, like, hey, why lah, you know? Did you guys understand what the message was? Or what the idea was? So simple, right? So easy, right, the idea? It's just that when you eat a good piece of chocolate or when you eat something that you love, right? You always close your eyes, right? Like, oh yes. Tastes so good, right? So simple, right? But so entertaining. Right? Everyone was laughing, everyone was like, kind of kanchiong, was like, oh! Okay, didn't close, okay. You know, it had that spark in it that you would remember. You would go back and probably tell your brother or your sis, like, hey, yeah, did I watch this thing? Really funny lah. It's like, I don't know how they thought of it, you know. It's interesting lah, apart from just showing you like, this is the chocolate, this is what's inside the chocolate. It tastes good, you know, people eating, then a milk pour mixed with the chocolate, right? Interesting, right? Something that you would go like, oh, I never thought of that. I never thought you could sell chocolate this way, by creating a fake like she's trying to break a world record, trying to keep her eyes open. How do you think of something like that? Lots and lots of research. It takes forever. They probably went all the way back to how, when you are kids, right, you always do this one with each other. See who cannot blink, see who cannot blink. I'm sure all of you did it when you were young. And then you would do this and stuff like that, you know? Right? So it hits you at a spot where you never thought of, but it's there. It's somewhere deep down. You can relate to it because you know you did it before, trying to keep your eyes open and through all these difficult and those stuff somewhere is like, oh, impossible, sure cannot, you know what, so hebat, you know. It hits a sweet spot. Good design, good advertising hits you. Like I said, it hits you. It hits you. The more you watch it, you're like, wow, like fun, nice, you know. If this was a commercial, you wouldn't just skip or go to the toilet, you'll be curious. What's this about? Why is she trying to break the world record? Can man, 24 hours, I don't think it's possible, you know, stuff like that. If they really did it like a real event, it would really make you curious whether it's real or it's advertising. Advertising should seem real. It shouldn't seem like an ad. This seemed like a movie, it seemed like something that you would want to watch and are curious to find out, so you won't, oh, commercial, okay, go toilet, you know, or change the channel, see what's on. It's interesting, you will watch. Very simple one from Lego. Do you know who they are? Simpsons, right? So easy, right? The tagline, imagination. Imagine. That's it. Such an easy ad. Something that you go, oh yeah, I never considered Lego could do stuff like this. Or it's just something so simple, design-wise, so simple, but you can relate. You say, oh, Simpsons, yeah, I never thought of it. Easy. Easy. I'm sure you guys know this also. This one maybe only some that's good. Right? Who would have thought, right? Just a bunch of blocks. As a kid, you can make your own cartoon series. I'm sure you guys all know this. Oh no, not this. We play the other one. This is the right one. I'm sure you guys all know this, right? I don't think it's very good, but please. It doesn't mean Coke is different from Pepsi. It doesn't mean it tastes different, right? It doesn't mean it's colder. It doesn't mean anything. All it's telling you is that there's so much joy that goes into Coke, and it makes you feel happy. When you watch this, you feel happy, and you feel like, wow, making Coke is such a happy thing. So when you drink it, you automatically feel happy. They built this whole campaign around just one word, happiness. Coke is just selling you happiness. It's not very hard, it's not very deep, right? Happiness, everyone can relate to happiness, right? How you do it, one ad, this ad. Very standard lah. You watch and you feel happy, right? Then they went on to do stuff like that.
We're gonna do this.
Right? Happiness, right? So easy. But how they did it wasn't so easy, right? They didn't just do one ad, they didn't just do a print ad to tell you that Coke makes you feel happy. They actually made people feel happy. See? Wouldn't you like to have that happen here? Or what if it happened to you, like you just decided that I just want to buy a Coke and it keeps coming and you're like, wow, what's going on, you know? Good advertising, but it doesn't seem like advertising, right? You wouldn't have. It doesn't register in people's mind that it's advertising. It's an experience. Good advertising is an experience. This gives you that experience of happiness. You know how many of these machines they have done? They do so many now. This is just one of the earlier ones. They have one for Valentine's Day where you and a girlfriend or what, just hug in front of it and you get a free Coke. The Friendship Day, you need to put, it's like a giant machine and you need to carry someone so that they can press the thing. You know? It's all giving people experiences and making people come together and have fun and happiness. That's what you get out of it, right? Like when you see that, right, you could see it's everybody being happy and it's so simple, but yet so hard to think of actually when you are working on it. It takes time, it takes effort, but you see the result, the amount of people who are sharing what you want them to feel or what you thought, oh, that's a brilliant idea and I need to share it with everybody, you know. And everyone is actually experiencing your creation or a thing that you did. It's a very nice feeling to have, to be honest. Even for me, whenever I do ads, I hope people will react that way to my ads. They don't have to know it's me. You know, it doesn't matter. What matters is that I see people happy or I see people feeling what I want them to feel. And it feels good because you are enriching someone's life. Like this, I'm pretty sure those students had a pretty damn good time. I would love to have that happen to me. I kind of feel jealous that I wasn't there also. Damn. So okay, I think that is all I have to share for now. So tiring. So, what do you guys think? I don't know. Do you guys kind of understand advertising a little bit, just a little bit more than what you understood before this? It's no longer just some word in a dictionary or somewhere that you just heard of, right? It has some meaning now when you do advertising, apart from just design. That was what I wanted to get out to you guys, what advertising is. And of course, how to get into an agency. I did mention all the key simple points here and there: presentation, ideation, good design. So, any questions for now?
How did you make it?
How
did you make it
what?
to where you are today?
Oh, I'm just born brilliant. No, well, to be in advertising, like I said, you have to love people. I like speaking, as you can see. I like entertaining people. And, well, it shows in your work, you know, that you think about other people apart from just yourself when you design. And you think of an idea that makes the person who is interviewing you laugh. Okay, my resume was a Maggie Mee cup. My resume, it's a Maggie Mee cup with my head. I just printed it on a Maggie Mee cup. No hair, of course, just the lid. Okay. And it was something like, take a peek at my brain or something like that. So you open it's Maggie Mee, where you can actually make, and there's like all these other, like I have in the sachet is my portfolio. So I have small printouts of work in a sachet form. So you just peel open the sachet and then it's like you pull it open and you can see all my work. It's very small, yeah, you know. But it's interesting. It gives the the interviewer something different, you know. When you apply for a job, do you just want to go there and here's my resume, here's my portfolio? Everyone does that, right? And in advertising, you need to stand out. You need to be able to do something that the guy interviewing you will go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? What's in his brain? What's wrong with him? You know? I wrote my resume in a form of like, I am hiring you as my agency. I'm not applying to you as your employee, you know. How I did it was, my resume was done in a way that you had to fill out your company name, what you guys do, all that. And what I mentioned was, I'm looking for an agency who can give me the creative freedom, who can give me this, who can give me that. So I gave them my criteria, you know, different one. And I told them what I can do for them. That's why you should hire me, because I can do this for you. Different point of view. And it makes people remember you automatically because, yeah, that guy, I somehow remember him just because of that Maggie Mee cup. It's so different from everybody else. Everybody else just gave me a piece of paper. That's what advertising is supposed to do. It's supposed to be like that Coke ad or that ad with the lady's eyes open, where you remember, and even later when you go back, you probably remember, you know, you probably try and Google it once to show your friend. If your friend mentions something about a staring contest, that's what advertising is. So if you want to go into advertising, right, think about how you can advertise yourself first before advertising other people. Because advertising is about selling brands. You are your own brand. When you go for an interview, you are like a product on a shelf. There's 20 other people going for an interview, all the same, all fresh grads. You maybe look a bit different, but all the same degree, all degree, all diploma or whatever, more or less the same, right? Like all classes, all the same. How are you gonna make them think you're different? What's different about you? And it boils down to your character. What you wanted to believe you are. It doesn't have to be your results. My results, I put it at the bottom in my resume. I was selling myself as a person. The ad industry is looking for interesting people. Interesting people come up with interesting ads. If you are someone who does weird stuff, the advertising industry wants you. Because you think so different from everyone else. And you make everyone else go like, oh, I never thought of that. You know? And it makes you so powerful that way. Just by being who you are. You don't have to try and be different. Everyone is different. You just gotta find what it is that makes you different when you apply. Does that answer your question? I think it does, right? In a long-winded kind of way, you know. Any more questions? I don't know, like what I do every day. Do I just sit down? What's it like working? Anything? I'm sure you guys have some questions. If not, then I'll ask you guys questions. So you guys better ask me questions instead.
Can we see your portfolio?
Can you see my portfolio? I did bring my portfolio actually, because I've done a lot of advertising for myself already. So if you want, you can Google me, I guess. Nicholas Hon. I've won a few awards. I won 2 when I was a student that got me hired, actually. That's why I'm in the industry. I have a nice portfolio, yes. But the main reason I was hired is because while I interned in McCann. McCann Erickson is a 4A agency, one of the biggest agencies as well. There I won 2 awards as a student for some really creative work. It's a direct mailer. You know those things you get in the mail, like Reader's Digest, and looks like shit, and you never ever want to open it? Mine was a fish. My mailer was a fish. Something different lah. There's a whole lot of concept to it, but I don't think I have time to explain all of it. So I won 2 awards, and they instantly get attracted to you because you are weird. You do weird things. People like that. You're an entertainer. As an advertising person, you're an entertainer. My portfolio, yeah, like I said, Google me. I have DeviantArt, HONS, Yeah, shake and buy one.
Hey guys, this is your chance.
Yeah, because you will never get to ask anyone during interview. For all you know, I may be interviewing you guys. You never know. I've done a few interviews recently, so yeah. What are you guys nervous about when you go for interviews? Most people are nervous about the wrong things. Anyone? Don't be so shy. You need to stand out now, you know. I am interviewing you. If you think about it, you know, the one who stands out the most here will be someone that I would remember and someone who would stand out lah, advertising lah. How was y'all's interview then? I'm sure most of you, since still in college, quite standard lah. Resume, portfolio in a CD, right? Slideshow to show your work, sit down, chit chat at the interview, right? Doesn't that sound boring to you? If you were someone working and you're busy every day, sitting in the office, and your boss tells you, okay, you have to interview this guy. You go there and then the guy is this kind of thing. Would you want to hire that guy? Seriously, you'd be like, oh man, my day is already boring enough. Please, quickly, right? You should entertain. People always like being entertained. That's why I like watching funny stuff. That's why I like watching movies. If you want to get hired, entertain your interviewer. Make him feel like, wow, having this person in the office will make my day fun. You know, stuff like that. They're people. They're not this mystical person that you never see, you imagine is old, very serious and doesn't like you. Right? Whenever you go for an interview, you automatically imagine he doesn't like you and he's very reserved and he'll sit like that. They're not what? I interview people. I'm a normal person, you know. You guys will someday be interviewing people, you know. Think about what would make your day if you had a long day after class and you're forced to interview someone. What would you want that person to do? You want that person to cheer you up, make you feel good, make you feel entertained, interested. Simple, basic rule of advertising still. And entertainment, thinking about people, making them feel something.
Was it easy when you were a student?
Oh, very. Of course, so easy. No lah, of course it's difficult. It's never easy what, right? I mean, I can tell you it's easy now because I'm used to it. I've been through like 3 or 4 interviews, you know. But yeah, of course it's hard because you always think that that person on the other side is out to get you. For some reason, you imagine them as a bad person, right? The interviewer is always a scary person. I don't know why, I'm always afraid of him. You gotta want it enough. If you want the job, right? You gotta prove to that person you want the job. If you apply to this place, right? Like me, whenever I apply to a company, I care about the company enough to research about it. I don't just apply to any company. There's one particular thing I want about the company, and I always tell the person who's interviewing me that this is why I'm trying here. If you and I always tell them, you are not just interviewing me, I am interviewing you at the same time. Because it's my future, you know. You may want me, I may not want you. It's like a relationship, you know. Right? If you are not my type of agency, then you have to have that sort of character. You gotta know, yes, you are desperately looking for a job, and if you are good, companies are desperately looking for you if you are good. If you believe you're good and if you can sell that you're good, people will come knocking for you. I didn't really apply. In internship I applied. I got a job offer right after college because I won my awards. I got a job offer from 2 agencies, both big agencies. Both I applied to for internship. I went to A, I didn't go to B. When I got a job offer, I went to B, I didn't go to A. Just so that the other one will go, damn! Now I have to try and get him here, try and get him here. Simple as that. It's a game, what? It is. You should treat it like it's fun. It's not a chore. Life should be fun anyway. Probably a bit confusing for students. Guess my age. I like to play this game.
26.
Guess my age.
26.
26. Someone else?
Thirty-four.
24. I am 24. And I'm an art director. 24. There's no one that's an art director when they're 24. No one. Right? No one.
So you and David.
Yeah, lah, me and David lah. Of course. Yeah. If you believe in yourself and you want it that much, it doesn't matter about all these conventions. It doesn't matter about whether you are a fresh grad or what. Go for what you believe you can do. If you believe in yourself, anything can be done. Everyone was telling me, I can be a director, so young. Minimum 26 to 28 art director. Minimum. I'm 24. I was an art director last year, so I'm 23. I haven't even turned 24. What are you going to tell me now? I can't do stuff. Everyone can do whatever they want. Right? It's just whether you go for it or not. I know this has nothing to do with advertising, but just general character building moment. Attitude, attitude. Yeah. Be proud of who you are, that kind of shit. Nice.
Questions, anyone? The time to ask questions, personal questions.
Yeah, personal questions.
How much time you spend sleeping?
How much time I spent sleeping? When I first started working, sleep? I don't remember that. when you first join an agency, right? Especially a big one, the amount of pressure that is on you to perform is like that. Like that lah. In a big agency. Because so many people are applying. If you wanna earn your keep, you need to perform. But I loved my job when I first joined. So it didn't feel like I wasn't sleeping until like 10 months. After that I was like, oh man, I'm still not sleeping. Oh man. And it got longer and longer and longer. Then I jumped. Then once I jumped, I'm happy again. Now I'm happy again. I like change. And as a creative person, I'm pretty sure you don't like doing the same thing for long. It's not wrong to jump for me, honestly. Gain what you want from that place and then leave. If you've got what you want, if your goal was, okay, join a big agency so that I can learn strategy, biz, ideation, and execution, these three things. Once you feel you have learned, you can never learn everything. Once you feel you have enough, move up. Find some other place that can teach you something else. I joined Ogilvy to learn strategy, ideation. I was selected for their training. Their training is only 20 people every year. I was one of the few that got selected within my first year. Some of them have been there for 7 years, and now they're getting the training. I got it after 6 months. So I'm so grateful. Finished the training, spent another year, I left. I'm in a digital agency now. I'm a graphic design major. I don't know anything about the web. But the amount of things I learned in this 6 months in a new place is like, And back in Ogilvy, after 2 years, I stopped learning because I'm doing the same thing. For 2 years, I've already learned it. It's like, it's become like that. So easy. Then I move up. Now I'm learning web. It's a totally different way of thinking. Still same fundamentals. Good design, strategy, ideation. Different way of doing it. Because web requires interaction. I show you A, you have to click so that you can see B. Not like a TV commercial. A until Z, everything you see. Different. Yeah. When will you guys be out to work? Or planning on doing your degrees or anything?
One group is one ongoing group here. They will finish at the end of this month.
This month?
Yeah. yeah.
Wow.
I've got one outgoing group for internship.
Okay.
And one group that will be just started their final project and will be out in July, August.
So varied.
Yeah, 3 groups, all being tortured by me now, labels.
So fun.
Yes.
Okay, not bad. Better to be tortured now than when you go into work and you find out, oh man, I didn't know work is like that. It's very, very different. It's exciting. Nope. Diploma. Advertising, right? It disregards all your education because you can never learn it. No one can ever say that I am right in design. It's so subjective, right? If you say your design is right, I can tell you I hate it. How does that make it right? You know, everyone has their own opinions. It's like advertising. You can never learn advertising. You can never master it because it's always changing. Every day is something new. Every day, just say I think of this today, right? Maybe few weeks later, or few weeks before this, someone thought of it already. So I have to think of something else. And it's all about thinking of new stuff that people have not thought about. How can you learn that? Because if you can learn that, means it's been thought about. Somebody thought about it. If I can tell you, you need to do this to get this idea right. But he knows it already, what? So it's been done already. So you can't do it. Advertising is a spontaneous thing. It grows and adapts every time. I may be telling you this is new today. Tomorrow, this is very, very old already. That's what advertising is like. So I decided to not take my degree. I got a job offer from the biggest agency in the world, Ogilvy. It's like dream agency for me back then. Every country one about it. So I chose experience over my degree. And I'm not regretting now. I'm fine because I feel I learned a lot of practical stuff. And a lot of stuff that you cannot learn. Like ideation, it's very hard to learn. It comes with practice. Ideation, understanding people, it comes with practice also. You can't read a book and say, I know what you are like because I read about you. Everybody is different. It really comes with practice. Advertising is a job that you get into, and if you can stay very long, you will go very, very far because not many people can stay very long. Because it's always changing, it's always updating itself. It's always new. Always new. You can never learn it. It's like a never ending book. You read, and it's like more. That's what advertising is like. It's scary, like it's a monster that will grow and grow and grow. Yeah. Okay, I used up my quota today of speech already.
You done? Are we done? Are you guys satisfied? Okay.
Satisfied? Good. If you're not, too bad. Not my fault, your fault. Yes. No, I'm joking. Sorry I'm a weird person. All of you guys are weird people, so you should understand. Weird people are weird. So okay, everybody cool? No one hates me and no one loves me, right? That's the best. Yes.